Organizational change is unavoidable, as each and every organization is impacted by external forces. External sources of change can take many forms, but in general, they are organized into 4 distinct categories, with 2 categories added in more recent times. These are political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, and then more recently, legal and environmental. These forces can be easily remembered through the acronym PESTLE. A great example of how these relate to the real world is Australia's approach to tobacco. Australia has some of the strongest governmental policy regarding the sale and promotion of tobacco, which is considered a political force and is pushing a large organizational change across a number of industries. Also, higher wages and the overall cost of living in Australia, especially compared to neighbouring countries, is an important economic force for the tobacco industry to take into account. As Australia continues to research and educate about the negative health effects regarding smoking cigarettes, social attitudes towards smoking in general shift further away from the image of smoking is cool to something that only a minority of people do. This is a great example of the socio-cultural forces. If we look at the recent advances in technology like vaping and e-cigs, we can see that it's producing its own external technological force. As is normal for new technology, this has had a ripple effect on a wide variety of industries, which has gone on to generate political, economic, and socio-cultural forces of its own. Since the 1960s, when PEST was first published, 2 more terms have been added: legal and environmental. Although politics and law are similar, they are not the same. Considerations for the health of non-smokers may have been a part of the politics that created the law which prohibits smoking within 4 meters of any public entrance. And lastly, there are numerous environmental factors which continue to affect the Australian tobacco industry, such as the amount of land and resources needed to grow tobacco leaves, to the impact on the environment through pollution and rubbish. These categories are useful when considering the context of external change on an organization. However, as you can see, change rarely originates from a single source, and instead stems from a combination of multiple forces, which in turn might cause even more changes in the future. PESTLE then is not a once-off tool, but a mindset of continual evaluation.